flag is thrown.
They're going to get Brown for that hurdle right to the face of Lanning. Tremendous return, but a real mistake by Brown at the end of it. Makes the first guy miss here, and he's going to make 9 other guys miss here. Just flailing away at number 84, but I don't know why Brown thought he had to do that. He had the outside. He could have scored easily if he sticks to his left, but instead tries to hurdle Lanning and puts his foot right in the face mask.
A cleat to the face of Spencer Lanning right there.
That will definitely puts his foot right in the face mask.
Special teamers, and now Brown is off to the races. Hurdles, kicks him in, and a flag is thrown.
They're going to get Brown for that hurdle right to the face of Lanning. Tremendous return, but a real mistake by Brown at the end of it. Makes the first guy miss here, and he's going to make 9 other guys miss here. Just flailing away at number 84, but I don't know why Brown thought he had to do that. He had the outside. He could have scored easily if he sticks to his left, but instead tries to hurdle Lanning and puts his foot right in the face mask.
A cleat to the face of Spencer Lanning right there.
That will definitely.
Good move upfield. Brown splits special teamers, and now Brown is off to the races. Hurdles, kicks him in, and a flag is thrown.
They're going to get Brown for that hurdle right to the face of Lanning. Tremendous return, but a real mistake by Brown at the end of it. Makes the first guy miss here, and he's going to make 9 other guys miss here. Just flailing away at number 84, but I don't know why Brown thought he had to do that. He had the outside. He could have scored easily if he sticks to his left, but instead tries to hurdle Lanning and puts his foot right in the face mask.
A cleat to the face of Spencer Lanning right there.
That will definitely.
All the way to the 28-yard line. Good move upfield. Brown. All the way to the 28-yard line. Good move upfield. Brown splits special teamers. And now.
So we all saw this amazing play last year where Antonio Brown attempted to hurdle the punter, but instead he just ended up kicking him in the head. Now I felt really bad for poor Spencer Lanning. I mean, he was just trying to do his job, and all he got in return was a face full of shoe. So I thought it's only fair if he gets some revenge. Now in order to make this happen, I swapped their positions, along with upping Brown's punting skills so he can make solid contact with the ball, and I also increased Spencer's athleticism just a little bit so he doesn't get straight up murdered. Alright, first attempt. Now we have to remember, my goal isn't to reach the end zone. My goal is to put Spencer Lanning's foot into Antonio Brown's face. I need to practice my hurdles. Well, he can definitely jump high enough. I take this very seriously. I suck at punt returns even with a maxed out returner. No wonder it took me so long to do it with JJ Watt. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, it can just... it just decided not to jump, so... That was disappointing. I just want one kick to the head. Is that so much to ask for? Now I'm just getting some practice in hurdling random players. Ready? Come at me. That time he just bear hugged him and threw him straight to the ground. Maybe we haven't been able to do it to Antonio Brown yet, but we will be ready. We're getting the practice in, and practice makes perfect. He just flew. Yeah, I was trying to smash the jump button. It doesn't work. He pushes him to the ground, and then boom, knee to the ribs. I don't know, I think that's taking it a bit too far, Spencer. All it is watching a punter get drilled by special teamers. Like that. I think he just did like a 480. Here we go, here we go. Oh, I think it was in that one. That might count. Let's check the tape. Oh my god. Moats, you cockblock you. Look at that. He just cockblocks that kick straight up. That doesn't count. Back to the drawing board. Here we go. Oh, Jones. Come at me, bruv. Come at me. Why won't you jump? Why? You know what? I've got a new idea. I'll be back. So I'm back, and I made some changes that took a really long time. Antonio Brown and Spencer Lanning, they have not changed at all. But every single other player on the field is now a little person with absolutely zero stats. Oh wow, look at this. This is hard. Oh look, there he is. It's just me and Antonio Brown now. What are we even doing now? What has this turned into? Oh! Ready? This is like watching 12-year-olds play football. And then there's just those two kids that hit their growth spurts really early, and they just tower over everyone. Come get me. Ready? Sleep. I think we might have just got it. I guess this kind of counts, but he mostly just drilled the little guy in the shoulder. I want to see how hard it is to actually jump over one of these little guys. Alright, let's give it a shot. Come here, you. Oh, what? He just caught him in midair. Haha, Antonio Brown just got pushed over by a tiny player. Get him, 47. I think I'm just going to try and jump over these little guys now. Well, running around in circles is certainly a lot of fun. You can't catch me. You can't catch me. Oh, missed me. Oh, oh. I'm still going. Oh, look, I'll just turn around and go this way. Look, Antonio Brown's catching me. Oh, they caught me. Ah! Run away! Run away! Run away! Antonio Brown ain't got shit. You know what? I feel like returning at least one of these for a touchdown. So here we go. Runs around to kill the time. And in the end zone. Beautiful. Oh, I think that might have been it. Oh, he doesn't get him in the face, but I think that might have hit his arm. Oh my god. I think that counts. You know, I think that's challenge completed. But you know what? Since this is now so easy, we might as well try it a few more times. Well, I think that's quite enough. You can expect to see all these tiny little guys in a future video, I am sure. I hope Spencer is happy with his revenge. I'm sure Antonio Brown enjoyed it so much. Anyway, see you later, fellas.
You threaten my people with slavery and death.
This is madness!
You threaten my people with slavery and death.
This is madness!
Madness. This is Sparta!
This Fritos Chili Cheese Junior wrap is only 99 cents.
And that's a wrap.
Right, but you know the commercial's not over, right?
And that's a car.
Yep, very good.
And that's a camera.
3 for 3, good job, buddy.
That's a Fritos Chili Cheese Junior wrap while they last. Order ahead for happy hour anytime.
If there's one thing I can promise you, week 1 of the NFL season, it's that nobody's going to get kicked during a punt return. So I assume this Antonio Brown return is going to be just normal, and here he is kicking the punter. Come on, Antonio. But in a cruel twist of irony, the punter became the punty. Let's back this up just 1 second and figure out how this brilliant maneuver came to pass. Here's Antonio Brown running back the punt, looking to hurdle the punter, and realizes he can't, and thwack, right to the face. And after the very clear penalty was assessed, the Steelers were still able to drive the ball down the field 4-6 with a Le'Veon Bell long touchdown run. So, all's well. One thing I can promise you, week one of the NFL. If there's one thing I can promise you, week one of the NFL season, it's that nobody's gonna get. If there's one thing I can promise you, week one of the NFL season, it's that nobody's gonna get kicked during a punt return. So I assume this Antonio Brown return is going to be just normal, and here he is kicking the punter. Come on, Antonio. But in a cruel twist of irony, the punter became the puntee. Let's back this up just 1 second and figure out how this brilliant maneuver came to pass. Here's Antonio Brown running back the punt, looking to hurdle the punter, and realizes he can't, and thwack, right to the face. And after the very clear penalty was assessed, the Steelers were still able to drive the ball down the field, 4-6 with a Le'Veon Bell long touchdown run. So, all's well that ends well. For more on all things NFL, be sure to stay tuned to SB Nation.
Hey, thanks for watching this SB Nation video. If you liked it, do us a solid and click that thumb.
On today's show, we're going to teach you how to kick a field goal.
I'm Peter Camarado, and I'm a senior long snapper. First, when the ref sets down the ball, he puts the point of it on the line. When I come out, I make sure all the linemen are coming out with me. I dab them up after a touchdown, hopefully. I set my feet, and I wait for them to all get set. Theo's back there. He's counting everybody, making sure we're all good to go. And back with my body torqued a little bit. And once Coop takes the steps back, or Cash takes the steps back, I get down. I get down, I hold the ball. You don't see any wipe right here. And I put my middle finger on the opposite seam. And when I get down, all I see I'm looking at is Theo's hand that's on the ground. And so when he gives me the tap, I snap it. And perfect laces.
Hi, I'm Theo Young. I'm the holder. I'm going to show you how to hold it for a field goal. So I come out with the kicker, line up behind the snapper, count, make sure we have 11 guys on the line. And when Pete's ready to go down, I look back at the kicker. He gives me a nod when he's ready. I nod back, turn to Pete, and give him the call. Depending on how I catch it, I might have to spin it to make sure I get the laces out. Just put it down, slight lean back, slight lean towards me. That'll give us the best chance of making the field goal.
All right, UMass fans. So first step when you approach a field goal is that the kicker is going to line up. He's going to line up the where the ball is. He's going to see how far away the distance is from snap to hold. And then he's going to line up his kick right straight away to his target. And once he's ready to go, he's going to give Theo a nice little fist pound. And that lets Theo know, that lets the snapper know that we're ready to go. So he's going to take 3 steps back and 2 steps over. Once he gets back over, he's going to take a deep breath. He's going to look at the spot. He's going to look at the target. And he's going to give Theo a nice little head nod to let him know that he's ready to go. So on you guys. So good snap, good hold, good kick right down the middle. And that's it. And after you make the kick, give a nice little celebration, dap up everybody in the unit, and there we go.
My YouTube channel. My name is Brian Jackson. I used to play arena football for 9 years. I also run my own kicking business, Team Jackson Kicking. I really appreciate you guys coming over to my channel and checking out my first video of the new year, and which is going to be 5 tips on how to make a field goal. If you really like this video, make sure to hit the like button as well as subscribe for weekly videos. Number 1 is how to tilt your ball. There are too many kickers out there that like to tilt the ball way far to the right or potentially to the left if they're not aware, and it's really imperative to make sure the ball is straight up and down. And then aiming at the inside panel if you're a right-footed kicker, which would be the left panel, about 35% up on the ball to make really good foot-to-ball contact. You can have a slight tilt to the right, but we don't want to tilt it too far to the right where your foot can't even get underneath the right panel, and then you end up kicking the ground or swinging across and kicking to the left. You'll see in the NFL that a lot of kickers like to have the ball slightly tilted to the right as well as a little bit forward. That is just to make sure that they get under the ball and get proper trajectory. Number 2, alignment and steps. Make sure you guys are taking very balanced steps. I see way too many kickers falling off their line, or they're out of control or out of balance. Also, don't speed up your steps. I see a lot of kickers that try to make everything too fast and they're not controlled. There are a couple ways to take your steps back. This kicker here is taking their steps back with their left foot. That's perfectly fine. Just make sure that it's left, right, left. Take your time in the back end, take a little bit of a deep breath to relieve some tension. Go over and make sure you're looking at your feet as you're taking your 2 steps over, and they get nice and balanced in an athletic stance. This kicker here is taking his foot back with his right, and then left, and then right, and then aiming up real high, and then scrolling over. Number 3, staying on your line. So many kickers today that take their jab step, and then they veer off way to the right, and then they come back around to the left, they swing across their body, and they fall back, and they don't even finish towards the target. Don't veer off and go down to the left and then back to the right, because that's really going to confuse your hips. Make sure that your feet are just like railroad tracks. Jab your left foot towards the plant, your kicking foot towards the ball, and then plant downfield about a foot away from the ball. Number 4, foot to ball contact. Foot to ball contact is imperative if you want a successful field goal. If you come in like a wedge kicker, you're not going to get as much power and force as you would like a soccer style kicker, and you're also going to potentially injure your groin or hip flexor. Don't have your foot vertical straight up and down. That's not the proper way to kick a football. Also, don't flip up your toe. If you flip up your toe, you're going to see kind of like an X rotation, and we don't want to see that. Really have a nice diagonal line with your foot angle, and make sure you make contact with the big metatarsal bone on your foot. This is very similar to a soccer style kick. If you were to hit a power shot at the goalie as hard as you can, you're going to flex that foot out towards your target. And number 5, make sure you follow through straight towards your target. There are too many kickers that like to fall back. They just punch kick, or they come across their body really bad. Make sure you're swinging up and through about 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock and finish at least a half yard, if not a yard, in front of your spot. Also, don't hop around your plant foot too much, because you'll really irritate that knee. Just a nice little skip through, land on the plant foot, and then the kicking foot can come down. So really ensure that you're staying on a nice path to the left panel of the ball. Make sure that your feet are just like railroad tracks. Jab your left foot towards the plant, your kicking foot towards the ball, and then plant downfield about a foot away from the ball. Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Again, 5 easy tips on how to make a field goal. Make sure to subscribe. 1 video a week with really important content that's going to help your game.
It's game time.
Low snap. The kick is good.
Go to that place to get to this one. Now some of you might still be in that place. If you're trying to get out, just follow me. I'll get you there.
For everything. Got it. Texas goes to Pasadena. 23 of 25. Hardly. Sends the Saints to the Super Bowl.
Today we will be teaching the proper techniques for kicking a field goal. A little background on a field goal. A field goal is a score worth 3 points in football made on any ordinary down by place kicking the ball over the crossbar and between the goalposts. In order to kick a field goal, you need a snapper and a holder. For this demonstration, we will be using a kicking tee in place of the snapper and the holder. Coach Sean is now going to show us the proper techniques for a successful field goal.
Hey guys, it's Coach Sean, and today I'm going to be walking you through the steps of kicking a field goal. The first thing we're going to do today is talk about how the ball should be placed before the kick. The ball should be placed laces out, laces facing the goalpost. The next thing is we want to see this side of the ball without the laces. When you kick the ball, you want to hit around 3/4 of the way down. This will ensure that you get the meat of the ball and the ball gets enough height. If you kick the ball too high in the middle of the ball will be a line drive and it will not get up in the air. If you hit the ball too low, the ball will go up in the air but will not go anywhere. Some kickers like to have the ball tilted back, to the left, or to the right. This is all depending upon the kicker and how he feels most comfortable. Those might depend on how the ball flies in the air. But like I said, it's all preference on what you feel most comfortable with. Me personally, I like the ball a little bit tilted backwards.
Now let's go over the preparatory stages of a field goal kick. First, what you want to do is line yourself up with the goalpost. Then you need to take your step backs. For starters, you can use one of the most common combinations. Take 3 steps back from the ball, and then 2 to the left, or to the right if you kick left-footed. It will take some trial and error to determine what steps you should take, so we encourage you to experiment a little bit. Once you've lined yourself up and taken your step backs, you want to then be in an athletic stance. This is done by slightly bending your knees while keeping your weight on the balls of your feet. Your plant foot, the foot that will be planted next to the ball, should be slightly in front of your kicking foot and pointing to where it will be planted during the kick. Your kicking foot will be behind your plant foot and pointing toward the football.
Our next step is we're going to take one little step with our left foot, and then we're going to come to the ball, taking steps, but straight to the ball. You have to make sure you don't go to the left or to the right. You have to make sure your first step is forward and come straight to the ball.
When making contact with the ball, you want to make sure that your ankle is locked out and you strike the sweet spot of the ball with the laces of your shoe. The sweet spot is located about 4 inches above the tip of the football. Kicking the sweet spot will enable you to get the right balance of distance and height on your field goals. Striking the ball properly is critical when kicking a field goal, as it will result in good elevation and distance of the kick itself.
Also, your arm, your left arm, if you're a righty kicker like me, should be out in front of you up in the air, and your head should be looking at the ball. you have to make sure that you keep your head down. It's one of the most important things to kicking, because if you look up, you're most likely going to hit it to the left or to the right, because you're not looking at the ball the entire time. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you guys what a field goal should look like.
Remember, when properly executing your kick, you want to be sure that you're lined up and balanced on your toes. You also want to be sure that you keep your head down, ankle locked, and arms straight out as you go to kick the ball. Don't forget to try to strike the ball on its sweet spot, which is located right in the middle. Now let's see how one of Coach Sean's students executes his kick.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, Coach. I got this.
Let's give it another try. Sure. You see how when you came up through the ball, you kept your head down, how much more accurate the kick was. It went right through.
Thanks, Coach Sean. Now it's time for all you to give it a try. Once this video is over, use the steps Coach Sean taught you on how to kick a successful field goal. Good luck.
And then I'll just kick. Yeah. Do something with it.
All right, we're good.
It's game time.